My hand's stable, I feel able to turn the tables. I could do this, just keep moving, keep your hands up, stupid. I feel lucid, a new viewing. I can see the end, I can see my future, I can view it. It's right there for the taking. Everything I've ever wanted, dreams are just waiting. I just gotta fight for it, willing to die for it, willing to like sort of.
Hey, greetings from the year 3000, it still sucks. This is Philip J. Price, and you're listening to the Drunken Turkey Show, your one-stop for this sort of thing. Hit that button, like and subscribe. You know what to do, just like every other podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Drunk Turkey Show. Tonight we're doing something different. We're gonna get a little let a little bit loose. I think I said that all backwards, but you know what I meant. Alongside with me is Big Red and Red. How you guys doing?
I don't know who you meant by that, but I'm gonna talk first, I guess. I'm doing pretty good. I got a little toothache going, but nothing major yet.
Well, you gotta stop putting that jaw to work, my man. Blue, what are you doing?
Gets the Benjamins.
I'm doing good. Somebody said that they didn't get notified about this afternoon show. I think it was just a spare of the moment show, right? So it wasn't planned ahead of time. So that's why notified.
I put it out like about an hour or so before I went live. You know, it wasn't typically like we go live, obviously, but I wanted to put out that information first and foremost, just because of the fact that, you know, I knew we were going to do this tonight, and we might not come back on until, I don't know, maybe Tuesday, just because, maybe Sunday, just because I won't be in town on Monday, unless you guys want to run the show without me on Monday?
I don't know. We can't put up anything. My computer will blow up. I mean, my computer, like it struggles just to unmute myself and shit.
Right. The Phantom 67 member for 1 month. Awesome. Thank you.
I think we'll see. I'll let you know during the weekend. See if I don't have anything set up for Monday either. But
you shouldn't. That's the time we have a normal show.
I know. But
he's dancing around it.
He's coming up with. He's like, I might be busy Monday night. I think I have something.
That's my leap year.
Oh, well, let's get into the conversation tonight. Apparently, there was some Mexican Congress that had a deal on UFOs and aliens, and basically, Jaime Maussan, is that how you pronounce his name? He came out and brought us this mummy, apparently from Peru, where the I can't always mess up when I'm trying to say it. The Nazca lines. Is that how it's pronounced?
We'll go with that. Yes.
Yeah. First impressions, guys. What do you think about this mummy? It's supposed to be about like 1,000 years old, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they did it back to 1,000 years old.
What are your first impressions of it? What is it? What stands out to you?
I think it's if it's supposed to be a mummy, it's supposed to be wrapped, like, and it's not like in its regular, I guess, cases, but I don't know. It's just too much like dirt, like falling off of it.
Well, it's like sand, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's mummified. Not so much that it's like an Egyptian mummy. I think that it was like buried or it was in a cave or something, and because of the atmosphere and things of that nature, it was well preserved. What about its feet? I mean, does anything stand out to you?
He kind of reminds me of Peso Pluma.
I don't know who that is. But it's
look him up. Look him up and come put a side by side comparison.
Well, you're gonna have to spell that for me. What? How does that spelled?
Peso Pluma.
Peso
Okay, I figured it out. I already found it. Yeah, dude, isn't this the guy that's like in danger?
Yeah, yeah,
Right
right.
now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He got like threatened by cartel.
Yeah. Like because he's part of one cartel and he's gonna go perform in another. I'm gonna try to find a picture.
Well, I think because he's singing songs that have to do with Chapo, and that's like the rival of that certain cartel.
Right.
Yeah. But
Let me see.
that or he that or he believes in aliens. That's why I'm not really sure.
All I know
Either
is
or.
you better heed those warnings, man. That one singer didn't, and the next day he showed up in a bag, you know. Or they put him in a box.
Dude, there's a lot of singers that actually been taken out, man. And then like the singers' kids and stuff, like sons get kidnapped and shit. It's pretty crazy, man. But
Oh yeah,
that's insane.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, pretty much. There he is. It's him. I told you. Totally him.
It could be, man. I see a similarity.
A far descendant.
Don't get your cartel friends on me, sir. But you know, for me, I thought this thing looked like E.T., like from the movie E.T. You know, it had the protruding face, the head that went back. And that kind of made me a little skeptical. Did you guys what were your first thoughts? Did you think it was real? Big Blue, will start off with you. Did you think it was real? Did you think it was a hoax?
I mean, the first pictures I saw were from the side, you know what I mean? So I was like, maybe it did look a little real because of the size. I thought they would be bigger, so it looked fake also to me. Like, I thought they were a little bit taller, but maybe this is a small one.
Well, I mean, who says that they're supposed to be our height? Jaime, what are your thoughts?
No, not our height, but like
it goes too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Remember, we had a couple of people come up here and tell us that there's different,
species.
Species that are different sizes and different color or whatever. So but this one's real tiny, right? It's like a 1.5 feet or something. It's tiny.
Yeah, it's smaller than 2 feet.
Yeah, it's real small, man. That's the thing that I was like, man, like that's too small. But then again, like it got national, like it was on national TV, like it went everywhere. So I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like for them to bring it up in front of Congress and stuff like that, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the part that kind of got me, was the fact that it was used in Congress, and for the Mexican government, not our Congress. But I think that there were some members of our United States ufology group that was out there. Now, these are part of that NASSEC lines out in Peru. I pronounce it wrong every time. I need to actually read the word if it's not in front of me. But this is one of those drawings that they have as well. Do you think it looks a little bit similar?
It kind of does. It kind of does, man.
Now, these have been confirmed, to be those NASSEC lines, or I'm gonna have to look this up on what it's called.
Yes, please. Because that sounds, I don't know. It sounds like it's right.
No, I always want to say NASDAQ. I don't think that's right.
NASDAQ.
It's Nazca. NAZCA. Right? Nazca lines. Nazca. Yeah, Nazca. Well, here's this one has been proven to be one of those lines that can only be understood from or viewed from the sky, right? Like from the ground, they're so big that you wouldn't be able to tell what they are from the ground.
Yeah, you're probably just thinking that you're going through a trail and it's actually a drawing of an alien.
Right. You're just driving down this road, like, I think I already been through here. Just driving in circles.
You're driving around his private regions.
That would be weird. But
Yeah.
you know, I did think that there seemed to be a little bit of a similarity there. So that's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's all skeleton, right? Like it has some sort of like skin to it, right? That's why it's like
Yeah, it
preserved like
does.
that, right?
Yeah. Now I'm not, you know, my first impressions were I think this is fake.
Mhm.
But you know, that's just because it don't look real to me, right? But
Yeah.
would something from another planet look real to anybody else? You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I thought, you know, for them to bring it to them, like, to the, I guess, whatever consulate, wherever they were at, and present it to them, I'm like, well, I guess it could be real, because I don't think they would be playing a big old joke, because Mexico doesn't like to joke like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it was Biden would probably think it was a kid and try to sniff the hair, but
I think this is Biden. But look at the
I see the resemblance. I see the resemblance.
but look at this this thing protruding from the chest. I mean,
Yeah.
to us that would be I guess a collarbone, but that's kind of weird. I mean,
Mhm.
where does that make sense on autonomy or anatomy? I'm sorry. Big Blue, you're the medical professional here. This is your expertise, your field. You've been waiting for this your entire life, for this moment, so that you can explain this.
It's your time to shine, boy.
Yeah. It's like Eminem, don't throw up on your sweater, bro. What would be the purpose or the evolutionary advantage of having a protruding collarbone like that?
I don't know, man. I don't know what. I would think that maybe because it's so old that, you know, it shrunk, but maybe that's the normal size of the body. It was wider.
No, man, but like, why would it protrude that way? I don't know. Maybe there's a vital organ or something underneath of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember remember they said that they have supposedly they have the heart and lungs in the same was it heart and lungs? It was, right?
Yeah, that I think that they said that the heart and lung was like one organ,
Would
right? And
that
it was
be
just like
the-
one lung.
Maybe that's protecting it. It's higher up and it's like the rib cage.
Could you imagine acid reflex?
Can you imagine the chest bump?
So there's been some x-rays of this being. Now, apparently there's some sort of, I guess, implant in the chest.
Mhm.
The rib cage appears to go all the way down. And they are claiming that these are eggs, that this is probably a reptilian of some kind.
Yeah.
All right. You know, I already see something that's messed up. Big Blue, you're the expert. What do you think is messed up in this picture?
He's like, you're trying to make me diagnose an alien?
Yeah. I mean, you see his collarbone there.
Yeah, but what about the structure of his autonomy, of his bones? What is there anything that sticks out to you?
No, like, I don't know. That looks a little weird right there in the neck area.
The neck area looks weird, but what about the bones? What about the arm? The left arm, like this top arm, I don't know what it's called. The top part of your arm. What is that called, Blue? The bone right here.
If it's in the human, it's called the humerus.
All right. So does this bone on the left look like the same bone on the right?
No, they're not. They're different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
They're different. They're different sizes. They're different widths.
Yeah.
Now we don't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's an evolutionary advantage for these beings on their planet.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he's right hand dominant.
Right.
But for somebody to construct it at that time, man, they would be good, man, because to get the ribs lined up like that, the spinal, to get the humerus head, you know, into the shoulder blade, kind of, I don't know what they call their shoulder blade, because they ain't really a scapula. There's a little scapula, and then you got the clavicles, and then you got the C spines. But right next to the neck, I'm trying to see what those two little dots are. Because in a human body, that we don't have those. I mean, you see those
We
two
don't have
there?
these.
Yeah, no, we don't have those. Those are.
I
That's
think
not the
that's
way
a
the
second.
vertebrae connect.
That's a second pair of eyes.
Yeah, that's what's interesting to me. Because the neck, we have the neck,
Just like a
and the
happy ass
collar,
worm.
and then the collarbone. Zoom in a little bit on the collarbone. Looks like it's connecting right there, and with some cartilage. But if it was all together in one, it would be different because our collarbones have two separate collarbones.
My question is, where's the connection here, though? Do you see where the arm bone? I don't know what they're called. I'm not a doctor. The arm bone connects to the shoulder.
The
Like-
humerus head.
I like that song.
The humerus head would connect into the.
But I don't see a joint. I don't see where that's the kind of joint we need for this type of show. But I don't see one there. I mean, then again, if these are alien beings, their anatomy could be different. I mean, whatever this is apparently, bipedal humanoid with eggs in it.
Mhm.
And has
Let me see the
something
hands real
weird.
quick.
It doesn't go that far, but I got pictures of the hands. Let me see. Let's we'll go forward. There we go.
There's what we call a femur, and then there's the hands there's like 3 phalanges, and then our carpal tunnels in our hand are built with like about, I want to say 16 bones. I think that one only has 1. And then in our forearm we have a radial and an ulnar. It's like they just have the radial, just the big one. It is way different anatomy.
This is a possibility as well, Angel. That
If
those
you pay
those
enough, everything has a price.
that's hilarious, y'all. So, do these bones down here? What about the hip, Blue? Like, does that look like everything's supposed to be there? Is there anything missing? I mean, again, it's an alien, so there could be things missing we don't know about.
Yeah. And their structure is way different than ours because, of course, like we have a pelvis, right? And the pelvis, you got your hip connected at the bottom. This one, it's like it has a tiny pelvis, and there's like no hip connecting. You know what I mean? It's like they connect differently with a different type of joint.
Another type of joint that we can't use.
Yeah. Can you go a little bit up on the towards the shoulder, the right shoulder, or
let me go
our
back.
left shoulder? Because wow. Oh, okay. On our right side, right there. What are those like? What are those like? Those little lines on his shoulder? You see them? Are those stress?
These.
Yeah.
Are those fractures, Blue?
I don't know. They're like calcifications, but not fractures. Look a little different.
They wouldn't be that straight, right? Or would it?
Nah, they would be more jagged. I mean, sometimes they could be straight, but hardly ever they are if it's a fracture.
That looks like maybe a knife kind of cut.
Maybe, or like some kind of saw. But the thing in the chest is throwing me off because it's like cracked for some reason.
This thing?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it had a crash landing, but I don't see any sign of other broken bones that would be attributed with.
Let me see the skull. That's crazy.
It kind of looks like a cat's face.
That's what I was thinking too. It looked like it, right?
That's what I see. I don't know.
And the skull, it's only one view. It's not really. When you see it on our skull, it breaks down at least the orbits and then the nasal cavity, and then you can see. But this is old, you know what I mean? But even in mummies, you can still see some structure. You don't even see a jawbone in there.
What is all this white stuff that's around it?
That's what I don't know. Like it's like really thick. If it comes, the brighter it comes out.
Could it be
the thicker-
plaster?
I don't know. It plaster sometimes, but it doesn't. Well, it depends on maybe more concrete, but sometimes it doesn't come up in X-ray. Sometimes it has to be thicker. It has to be calcified.
What about ligaments?
They don't come out on X-rays.
What about like a artificial device? Maybe
No,
there's
you would see it like anything that's plastic or artificial in an X-ray. You would see it like it has a different density than the bone does.
it almost looks like smoke.
And I don't know much about X-rays, but I've only been shooting them for about 15 years.
So we did get the right guy. I told you we got the right guy for this one.
And I just got re-licensed last year, so I had to read, a big old book and do some kind of credential testing. So
yeah, this looks like a lot of smoke. Now, can that be added? Let me put it this way: can an X-ray be manipulated after the fact to add things into it?
it can be a little bit of it's digital. I mean, they can manipulate a lot of things, but you see how the difference of the density in that chest little plate thing that it has, and the bones. It's the same thing. Maybe there's a difference in the density between the mandible, kind of where it's supposed to be a mandible, the jawbone.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you see a human skull X-ray, you can see the orbit, you can see the nasal cavities, and you can see sometimes on people's skulls when their heads were joined together, the skull, you can see the lines where the skull splits apart.
Dude, how many ribs are there?
I was gonna ask, like, in an X-ray, it's a lot. It goes all the way down to the pelvis, like down into like down like past your belly button would be if this thing had one. But
it's a fucking slinky and shit.
You know what you should do, and but it doesn't. The height doesn't match. I was gonna say you should do like a side by side comparison of a cat X-ray. You'll find them online.
You think it might be different, like parts of different species put together?
It'd be hard, man, because to get the bones to be the same size, to get the roundness to look the same, it'd take a ton of damn work. And for back then, and for it to still be together in whatever they used, I think it's
weird. All the joints that were missing in the first pic, like this. I think this guy found them. He looks like he's high as shit.
So this is supposedly an MRI. Does that look like an average MRI scan to you, Blue?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Most MRIs that I'm used to seeing, they're like still black and white. So
this looks like pretty.
Well,
pretty
the CT, I'm used to seeing more CTs. I see a few MRIs like of knees. And
is it a gang?
Well, I don't know if it's an MRI, but this is like I don't know if that's what it's exactly called, but it's an image taken from something. But this is, I don't know what it was taken from or with. I can't. I don't know. How do I know what equipment that they used? I'm not the X-ray tech here. But Blue, this is what I wanted to show you. This is a human hand, obviously.
See, most human fingers have 3 phalange bones in the front.
What about all this mess inside here? Like some of these just look like they're hanging out.
And most of the time, if it was alive, there's tendons and ligaments holding everything together. I mean, look at the human hand, right? You got the phalanges, and then you got the metacarpals. And then you got the carpal bones, which are the wrists. And then you got the radial, which is the one with it on the forearm, which is radial is always the thumb side, and then the owner's the bottom side. See how those kind of all connect together so your hand can pivot?
Right, right. Do you see any pivoting here?
I don't see it. I mean, its hands would move up and down more likely. Like I don't see no rotation where it would turn right or left, which is pretty weird.
It's crazy.
It is weird.
But
What about this bone here? Do you think that's a broken bone? Why would it be like bowing out way?
yeah, I mean that looks like it's either got crushed or got formed that way. Maybe that's the only bone that they would move up and down. You see how it has a little bit round edge.
I don't know, man. It's weird. What about like
what the hell's going on here?
Like what about right here? They don't exactly connect.
Yeah, that's what makes you think more like it's something. It could be something that was put together, but
I mean, the fingertips look pretty dope, but past that, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It looks like a box of crayons back there.
Yeah. It just looks like a bunch of bones that after you ate some chicken, you throw them in a box and then they got stuck together or something.
Yeah. But you would think back then they didn't have metal to do like wiring, so it's not wired together, right? And the glue or pasture that they would have had back then wouldn't hold up.
Well, that's if it was made back then. What if they used what if they made it currently but used like ancient materials? Right? Like if I don't know about the bone aspect. I don't know if they measured the bones, but let's just say they measured the outer area of it, and that is from something from a long time ago.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Whoever did it, they put in a ton of work to do it if they did. I mean, just to get the imagine having to carve every single little piece of a actual bone, because that's the only way it's going to be picked up in an x-ray to have the same density as bone to keep doing that.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but like in the first picture, most of it's his right, our left. It's like it's wider, it's bigger, right, than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe their right hands they were dominant.
So you can see, I don't think that item on the chest was inside. It looks like it's on the outside of the chest, no?
Sure looks like it. But I also seen them like actually take these out of the box or that little container they used. And I'll be honest, man, they didn't really look like they were taking really good care of it. They were like,
you know what I mean? That looks more like the MRI CTs I'm used to seeing.
So you can see the size of the being right here compared to this man. Now, that guy's probably short. Look at how big he is compared to the chairs. So
probably like 5'5", 5'3".
So am I wrong? Am I wrong, Jaime? Does he not look like a shorter guy?
He looks like he should
5
be
foot
in a booster chair while driving the shit.
I mean, a lot of our relatives in Mexico are short.
Hey, no, that's true, man. I went to Mexico to go visit one of my dad's family, a family member, and like their house is super tiny, man. I was like, what the fuck? I gotta like duck under the doors and stuff. You know what I mean? The top of the door.
When you go to like supermarket in Acuña, and then you gotta like, man, these stores are made for small people. What the fuck?
Yeah, true story.
Yeah.
Minor Monster said the video of those still shots. He said the plate on the chest is metal and the plates found in the hand are gold. There was some plates found in the hand. I think I have a picture of it. But Big Blue, what can you tell from this screen, this image here? Does this look like a human brain?
No.
No?
Nah, human brains are a little bit different in scans. They're bigger. They're like way bigger, like, and they got more lobes.
So do you think that this? I know you're a brain surgeon and all, so I'm getting your expertise on this.
I've
Does
only
this
seen a
brain
few
seem?
because I've seen the ones on my own head when I've had them done. That's why mine's way bigger.
Don't be compensating, Blue. Now, the does this brain look like it's capable of being more advanced? I don't even know if that's a real thing. I guess. What does it look like to you? Have you seen animal brains before?
I haven't seen any animal like CT or MRIs of brains of animals, so it'd be pretty good to compare them to.
Well,
Yeah,
Compared to-
because
okay, let me ask you this, Blue. You know, if a person dies outside or whatever, and then the elements, doesn't like the brain like pretty much shrink and like disintegrate after
I
a
was gonna
while?
say, after a while, that stuff would like get eaten out by maggots and stuff. You know what I mean? So it must have got mummified by something, or maybe that's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to believe it's true because like maybe they had like a normal human body when it's left somewhere outside, not it gets eaten up. The skin gets shrunken down. There's only bones if animals get to it, and they don't find much of it left except for just the bones. So in this one, there still has like an outer shell. So I'm like, maybe they have thicker skin than we do, or maybe it's like something somebody made. Like somebody said, it had like gold plates on it or something. So maybe some rich queen or somebody had their favorite cat turned into a doll.
and had it standing up with a face protruding. It's
Hey,
kind of
dude,
weird.
nah, man, I seen this video where this dude he got killed, right? Gang activity and stuff, and his wish was like instead of being laid in the casket, he was supposed to like they put him up on a chair, and he was like cross-legged, like all badass, chilling with his glasses, and he was dead, dude. I was like, what?
Oh yeah. I seen
For how
that.
long?
Huh?
Isn't that a movie? Isn't that
That's
like
not
Weekend at Bernie's house?
Nah, that's the White House. That's Biden. Weekend at Biden's.
Yeah.
No, yeah, dude. Like it was like he was like a 20-year-old kid or like 19-year-old kid. And shit. It was crazy. It was creepy though. It was super creepy.
I can imagine. So this ancient fidget spinner that was found on the being. I don't really know what it is. I don't think it's any part of the anatomy. This is the that was in the hand around, I guess, one of the bones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The little round things on the hands don't look normal. Yeah, you see.
If somebody broke their bone, well, I don't know, man. I don't even think if somebody broke their hand in a weird way that they would fix it this way.
No.
Like, you know what? We're gonna stabilize the bone at the bone. It's weird.
I don't know.
I think it's somebody made this and they used some kind of concrete or it's like adobe mud to put it together.
I don't know. It looks like pretty cool.
It looks like it's clay, like smashed together. You know what I mean, like an adobe.
And it looks. It doesn't look. I don't know, man. I haven't seen any mummies, so I can't tell you what they look like, and if this looks something similar. This is apparently the hip bone. That looks like something's cut off.
Yeah, somebody shaved it off. Like I said, somebody put this together, but they took their time.
So you're thinking it's a hoax, Blue? In your expert opinion?
It looks like it because even like right there in the corner. I mean, most bones ain't gonna be flat like that. They'll be rounded, and that looks like it's got a couple of cuts into it right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about this faint looking?
I don't know. That dude look like growth rings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what they're called. Are those natural to human beings?
Yeah, I mean, they did like the little rings are like I'm not a bone expert, so I don't want to say. You don't know what he's talking about because I actually that's way past my part. But yeah, sometimes you know when kids are growing, they're you can see like the growth plates.
Would that
Growth plates
would
is what
that
I'm trying to.
would that be present in an adult?
I mean, I think you, as an adult, no, they normally form all together because our bones never stop growing. You know what I mean? They I think I was reading something like yesterday. Um, like our bones regrow themselves like every so many years. You know, as long as you got the right. Uh, you know, some people have autoimmune. Some people have osteoporosis, like bone issues, so they don't grow like no other people do.
I don't know. I don't know if this is real. Let's say it is real. I feel like somebody found it and like preserved it, using like old techniques,
Yeah.
if that was the case. But I don't know, these like this cutoff right there, it just looks too weird, It's nice, it's super flat, nice and straight. And and like some of the bones in their hands, like you were saying, they just usually like they have that joint where it over like that joint's supposed to fit right on top of that other joint, right?
Yeah.
And some of those bones are not fitting where they're supposed to be fitting.
There's some that are like this one is just hanging out there.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, that's for that.
Yeah. Like I don't know, Blue. Have you ever? Is there a bone in the human body that is just floating and not connected to anything else?
There's only like one,
which is
or two.
He's again there in the hand.
Little bone in your ear.
Oh, so only in the ear are there bones that are. Gotcha.
One, and then I think there's one nasal bone that just have floats right here in the center.
And would it? Oh, go ahead, Jaime.
The one right here in the nose is cartilage,
somebody put the kneecap. The kneecap does float over, but it's also attached with all these ligaments.
I thought the nose was like cartilage, isn't it?
It is cartilage, yeah, but there's some bones in there too.
Like small, what?
Yeah.
I can pop my nose. You want to hear it?
Oh, that was weird. Dude, nobody. We just lost like 50 subscribers.
85 people heard that. 88. Oh yeah, these are bringing people in, man.
Hey, Blue.
Loud.
Is it normal for one side, like this side of this bone, to be different than the other side?
Normally in anatomy, I mean, if it's an average person, the bones grow about the same. It depends if they had any injuries to one side and the other. I mean, like if you broke your left arm compared to your right arm, it's going to be different. Sometimes it can be shorter than the other side, but typically your bones should grow the same size.
That looks like somebody who was building it just got tired. They're like, yeah, fuck it, just leave it there.
I'll just throw these in here. Wherever they land, they land.
Yeah, it's like when you buy something to build and you have like extra screws and shit. That's what it is.
He's like, these are I'm just gonna throw them in here, hide them, nobody will notice.
Yeah, because you can tell like the density of the metal. You can see how it's different from those bones.
Yeah. So hold on, let me close that, and let's bring up this. So this is from a lot of those images were from this website. It's called the alienproject.com, and they have a lot of the analysis, the DNA, a lot of the technical stuff that goes into this. Apparently that this being shared like 80% DNA with human beings, 20% not. But Blue, being the optimum expert that you are, isn't it true that there are some human beings that are out there that have 20% non-human DNA in them, like Neanderthal.
I mean, I don't know too much about DNA, but I hear that there is a percentage of humans that have a little bit of a different chromosome, that they have extra chromosomes or less chromosomes. That they have a different DNA chromosome than others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that there's like different species of humanoid or homo whatever they're called. It's not Homo sapien. It's like you have like Da Vinci something, and then you had Neanderthal, and then you had another species of human being or something that was similar to humans. And there's still some of that ancient, subspecies where they intermingled with each other. Some people have that DNA, so I don't know. I mean, 20% is a lot, in my opinion, but I don't know how long it's been there. Let's see.
Yeah.
But
there's one thing that gets me about those bones is like, I would say maybe with a small, like, youth, baby, like, child, but no, when if it's like a human child and they put those bones together, they don't look like that in x-rays. The baby ones look like little bones in between, like they're not even connected yet when they're small. They're like floating. There's just the ligaments and everything else holding them together in their hands. That's why they can pop their elbows out all the time when nurses' elbows, because they're not 100% connected.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. So these images here aren't MRIs; they're 3D reconstruction from DICOM files, whatever that means. But I guess they call it Josefina.
Josefina.
So you see, look at the difference in the arm bones there. That part just sticks out to me so much that it just appears that this arm is from a different species than the left arm. The right arm and the left arm are two different species, in my opinion, or two different bodies. Maybe the same species, but one's smaller than the other. That part's weird. Then you can see on this image that the rib cage actually goes all the way down past the bottom.
Yeah,
like it looks like the ribs go all the way down to where
the eggs are.
Yeah, like, does that make sense? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know about you, Big Blue, but that don't make sense to me.
Yeah, that don't make sense to me. It don't show like where their intestines are. It shows them in the way in the bottom, but I don't see where the lungs. Maybe the lungs are up in the top chest plate, but I don't know how they breathe either.
Yeah, it's the being cut in half. Does this foot look like it was cut off?
I don't know. That I heard of being flat-footed, but that guy's square-footed, man.
I got feet like this; they're all flat. If it wasn't for the fact that when I enlisted into the army, that we were in a time of war, they would have kicked me out because my feet were flat. But they didn't give a shit. They were like, "All right, you're coming in. You want to come in? All right, let's go."
It's your ass.
This
is like a pest dispenser.
Does everything look spot on to you, Blue? Like, I think that's the vertebrae.
That would be like the thoracic spine if it's connected to ribs, but I don't know. There's no lumbar spine.
All right, what about this, Blue? Do you notice that the neck is connected to the head from the base, from the middle of the head? Like, for instance, human beings aren't their neck connected to the back of the head?
No,
like the back of the neck, not in the middle. The spine in the middle of your head, isn't it? Is it not?
No, the spine only. The last C spine goes up to like the bottom of your neck, but your head's really held on by just one one bone.
Right, but what I'm asking is the location of where the neck connects, to the skull. it's not
Yeah.
at the center of the skull, right? That would be like kind of where the front of your neck is.
Yeah.
That would be kind of the center of your skull. It's back, it's further back. Like, what kind of problems do you think a being could have by carrying its head this way?
I don't know, man. Like, it's just it got me stunned. Like, of how, because I don't even see like any year things on it, but it's somebody made it or it's sold that some of the stuff deteriorated. Like, I wonder if they don't have no ears because the way they're made, then maybe they did telecommunication.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go on a rant. What's it called? A rant right now, but I don't know. I just feel like it's the skeleton of Freddy Krueger. That's exactly what it is. It's just Jaime Maussan has been doing this for over 45 years, right? He's worked for Televisa for so long, and he has his own show and everything. He presents a lot of videos and creature videos and whatnot. But I don't know. This is kind of out there. But he also said, last week? He also said that September 23rd, that something big's gonna happen. We're gonna find out that we're not alone. That they're gonna make their appearance. They're gonna make an appearance. So let's see what happens September 23rd.
Yeah, man. That'd be
What
crazy.
day of the week is that?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I might get laid off, so it doesn't matter for me.
September
I'm just
23rd
curious.
is going to be a Saturday.
What are the chances? They're gonna wait till everybody's off work.
And they're gonna do it at 7:30 on Fridays. That's
Something
interrupt
big,
our show.
something big already is happening. All the car workers are striking right now.
What?
All the car workers in northern states are striking.
I know.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I might be laid off by then.
Hey, Blue. Does that chest look weird? Like, if you take out that artificial, I'm assuming it's artificial, plate out, doesn't it look like there's like a lot of bones or plates missing to protect vital organs in the chest?
Yeah, I mean, normally in the chest you'd have the ribs. That's not saying that the organs are in the middle. But they might not have lungs. You know what I mean? They breathe differently, so they don't need the ribs to protect them. And who knows if they have like a heart. And then like the specialist we had on that one a couple weeks ago, right? He's saying that they didn't even really even drink or eat, that they just absorbed the moisture from the air.
I don't know, man. Like, it just doesn't seem like symmetrical. Right?
Like huge kidney stones, nothing.
Like, once this hip is sticking out and this side it's smaller, this right leg has a huge ass bone. Like, I don't know.
Like, the hip has to go into a socket, and I just read the name of the socket yesterday because I'm doing an anatomy thing usually.
Maybe it was doing the stanky leg too much. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. It's no bueno.
You're going out on a limb?
Yes, sir. On the limb. No pun intended.
We'll go out on a limb and say that this is not real. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, man. I don't think it's real either.
But like for them to come out and present this to the government, to it, not knowing that it's You know what I mean? Like there's no bueno, or like that is a hoax or whatever. Which I don't even know if they think that they probably think it's real or whatever. But like for me, I'm not an expert or anything, but like I don't think it's real. It's just like the bones do not match up. And for being advanced humanoids, you think they would be built better. I could
Yeah,
kick one of those things. I could punt one of these things to, the atmosphere.
for a being to get to the top of the food chain, to get to have this technology, you would assume they'd have to be able to protect themselves and get to that
Hey,
point.
but what if they're the guinea pigs? Okay, remember how when we started the the space travels, when we would send like dogs and monkeys up to space? What if they're the guinea pigs that they're sending in first?
They're like a gerbil.
Yeah. They're not being controlled. You know what I mean? We controlled the stuff going up and down.
Yeah, but like what in so unless evolution is BS, right? Which never your opinions on those things. But from a different planet, you would assume that if they grew up, they would have had to have started. It's very similar to like humans being that they would have had an early point. They would have had to have learned to, what's the word I'm looking for? Build crops, things of that nature, build a language, build a schooling system. Yeah, drink the whole 9 yards, and then evolve into a sophisticated species. But if they're small, weak, and fragile at that beginning portion of their evolutionary trip, they're going to just be eaten by something much more bigger and stronger than them. Human beings, right?
Was supposedly that was like what 1,000 years ago. That this one's 1,000-year-old mummified.
Yeah.
1,000 years of evolution is pretty different.
Yeah, but if they were just fragile, they wouldn't have made.
Yeah, I don't think they would have made it to this point. Yeah, exactly. And they would have had to have been on the top of the food chain for a certain amount of time to become this advanced. Like for instance, we're at the top of the food chain right now. Do you think that freaking gophers are going to pass us? You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to happen. Or dolphins are going to pass us. They're all of a sudden going to be more evolutionary advanced. They're going to take over. They're going to be on top of the food chain. I don't think so. And if something were to take over or come, I think it would have to probably be like an outside force. But, in order this way, if these grays are real too, right? Whether it's this alien or any of the other aliens, one thing I've noticed is that their eyes are on the front of their face looking forward. On our planet, what kind of animals, including ourselves or species, have their eyes in that manner?
Us.
Well, not just us, but cats, like big cats, dogs. Dogs' eyes aren't on the side.
Yeah, because like other like fish have them on the side, right? Like even
cows have them on the side, horses have them on the side. What that means is that the predators end up having them facing forward because they have to hunt. The prey have them on the side because they need to look for the predators, right? It's an evolutionary thing, right? If these species are real and they have their eyes in the front, then you would expect that they came probably from a similar, trajectory, that they're the predator in their civilization. So I think that there would be a little bit of a concern if these things are real, because they have that predator instinct in them, regardless of how long it's been held down or how long they've been civilized. I mean, look at us today as human beings. Everybody thinks that a lot of people are civilized and then people won't do certain things, and then we have pretty crazy crimes. You know what I'm saying? That happen that you wouldn't expect the civilized nation to still be doing. So, I say all that with basically say, like, do you think that human beings should be afraid of aliens if they are real? What are your thoughts?
Well, if you can go back to that picture with that short little dude, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So I can say something. So I don't have. Y'all can't just listen to my words, and y'all need to picture.
Hold
But
on.
I'm probably gonna forget. But
It's coming. Gosh dang it! My computer froze.
Oh, really?
Now it's moving finally. All right.
The feds. It's the feds, sir. They're like.
It's always the feds.
They're debunking us.
This picture with the little guy.
Yeah, man, and the alien. What's it called? If you're saying if let me see, you were saying that would we be afraid if that these aliens? Should we be afraid of these aliens? Like if they were this size?
I don't know if they were this size, but if they were technologically more advanced than us, and they have distinct features that would indicate that they were at least at one point a predator species. Does their intentions worry you?
Dude, that man, the one standing behind, can probably take out like 4 or 5 of these aliens. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, if it was hand-to-hand combat,
Yeah,
but what
if
if
it was hand to hand?
But if this thing had like some kind of,
Laser
force field and a laser, yeah, like some kind of laser gun, the playing field would be more than level.
Yeah. But it was hand to hand. My Tio right there, my Tio Juan, take out 4 or 5 of them, man. No, not even break a sweat.
Yeah.
Dude's hard, man. You can tell. Boom.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got some of those. What are those songs called when you sing from the cartel? What are they called?
Corridos, narco corridos.
Yeah, he's got some of those on his iPad or on his iPod.
Yeah. He's wearing huaraches.
He's got a picture of Peso Pluma on his wall with arrows in it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be afraid of these little aliens, man. I mean, if they don't have no like weapons, I'll keep them as pets.
But the other thing is too. Oh, go ahead, Blue.
So what if it's my theory? They did send their pets to just, they trained them to come observe us and then collect some info, and then the real masters are coming later.
I don't know any pets that can grab info. That's a smart ass pet.
Like maybe they're sending scouts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think these things are real. These things, if there are aliens that are visiting us, I think that we should probably be concerned as a species, because at least in our from our experience as a human species, the more technologically advanced a group of humans did some pretty bad things to those that aren't when they met, right? You think of, like, for instance, any situation where you had an advanced civilization go and basically come across a less advanced civilization. It doesn't work out, right? So why would they come here? If they were, why would they need to come here? They're more advanced than us, and there's nothing that we offer to them. Why would they come here? And if it's something that they want, something from our planet or from us or whatever, I don't see it as being anything that is going to benefit humankind. Unless they come in and say, hey, we're going to give you some technology if you allow us to what? Steal some gold?
I don't know, man. Lithium.
Human beings?
Big Blue.
Maybe the planet's dying like all the other, science fiction movies say. Their planet's dying and they're looking for a new home planet.
If you were in charge, Jaime, it was your decision, and aliens were planet and said, hey, our planet's dying, we want to take over Iowa, and you're the president.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, not take over, but we want to
Oh.
basically make Iowa or one of your states. Doesn't have to be
Right.
Iowa. I'm not picking on Iowa, but it could be Nebraska. It can be wherever, right? One of these states that aren't well populated,
Mhm.
you know, too heavily populated. Would you agree to allow them to do that?
Are they this size aliens or like other ones?
They're our size. Our size.
Oh shit! Then those was this Mortal Kombat. Nah, what's it called? Nah, I wouldn't, man. I mean, what's up, homie? You got props? You got props? Nah, I wouldn't, man. I mean, unless it's Cali, then yeah.
They're already
Yeah.
there, my man.
They're all moved to Texas already, so Cali's getting empty.
I
But,
wonder if they can
yeah,
survive in the heat.
Yeah. Like, I just feel that we would have to be, you know, on edge. You'd have to be,
Oh yeah, definitely.
you know, making sure that these people aren't, or these species aren't trying to, you know, do something crazy. But the other thing is do you want their species coming to your planet basically because of biological things? Like maybe they're bringing a virus or bacteria that, you know, our bodies aren't aware of, right? It's extraterrestrial.
Mhm.
So there's the possibility that it could create a real pandemic and wipe out the population. You know, I
Yeah.
think that there's a lot of precautions that would have to be taken in efforts to make some sort of peaceful, you know, communication. Because if they don't give an F and they want to just come to our planet for whatever reason and they don't care if they get people sick, then that kind of tells you that their intentions aren't really that good.
No, yeah, definitely. They're gonna try to kill us all
You know,
and take
I don't
over.
know, man.
Keep Earth. Take it. I don't know, man.
refugees from another planet.
Yeah.
Just walk to the bridge and claim your refugee status. And Biden
You get-
will let you in with a $1,500 ticket,
You know,
golden ticket.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think I would be comfortable with an alien species being on our planet without, you know, there being a lot of like tests done and stuff to make sure it's safe. And the fact that there's a body here, let's just say that if this species isn't real, but if there was species that have been to Earth, you know, like for instance, when we had John Stewart on and he was telling us about the Area 51 alien interview,
Mhm.
and you know, it was in there without a breathing apparatus, even though they knew they were going to have problems with breathing in that area, but they still, you know, on Earth, they still came without a suit or breathing apparatus or any of those things. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest with you. And the fact that they're not wearing like suits and the medical professionals that come in to help the alien aren't wearing like hazmat suits or anything. If it was real, that tells me that those beings either have been here, are from here, or will be here in the future, and if, you know, or our future selves, and have come back, you know, and that they're from Earth, from, you know, basically at the end of it. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I think.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead.
No, I think they're among us. I think that they've been here, not literally like living with us, but like they come around and then they leave. You know, it's just different ones coming in and out. I feel like that's happening, and I feel like the government knows about it and, you know, is coordinating all that stuff. You know.
I think by them showing them this size, there's a bunch of videos that make sense. Like, I do see a lot of videos where you see something small, like go through the camera and move shit around, and they're not big at all. You know what I mean? And they look like this size, man. So that kind of, now I bring back that video. I remember seeing this video of this, you know, thing crawling down from the roof and like messing with like the kids stuff in the kids' room and then climbing back up. Like, and it was in Mexico, you know. So they kept saying stuff kept moving around, food kept going missing, and they thought the kid was getting up, so they put a camera, and it was a little being like this small. So that, I mean, that's what makes it seem a little more true to me. Like they might already be here. But I gotta go, guys. Y'all take care. I gotta work tonight.
Later, man.
You have a good one, Blue.
Mom's picking us up.
Hot mic.
Hot
Mic. There was I don't know if you saw the one that I put up about the state parks. Let me see if I can find it. Well, anyways, you know, me and you were talking about it last time. There it is. That in state parks, a lot of people go missing, right?
Yeah.
Remember we're talking about it with the missing 401.
Yeah.
And that, you know, that documentary, those documentaries are awesome. The books are pretty badass, man. Like all the info that came in that did Pilatus. You know, I'm not gonna say his name because I didn't have a good turnout with him. You know what? Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's interesting that you know, people out there that go missing, they get found, you know, especially the kids, and they say that they got picked up by something, right? Like something took care of them while they're out there in the lost in the woods. So yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's maybe they're you know, some kind of coping mechanism of the defense, right, or something.
Yeah.
But like some of them say that almost, you know, pretty much the same thing, you know, which is weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I've heard that's a commonality is that there's some kind of like hairy man that helps out the children. And it sounds like a Bigfoot or something like that. You know, I've seen those stories, but like for instance, there's the one where there was like a toddler that moved like several miles through brush and wilderness, and he didn't know very many words, but he basically said the hairy man was what helped him.
Like a bear man, right?
Yeah. And you know, those all allude back to like Bigfoot and stuff. And some people think that maybe Bigfoot is an alien. That's why you can't get a clear picture of him, because he has a force field around him. But
Could be.
These are the pictures that were presented at the hearing Congress in Mexico. That's interesting, man.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy.
It does, dude.
But like, wouldn't like the one like the eyelids or like our skin like dry and like die and it will turn into dust?
You would think so.
Why does that one have the eyelids?
Well, it's only been 1,000 years. I think that there has been some mummies that have eyelids still, if they're preserved correctly.
Yeah, but are these preserved the way those are?
I don't know. No, I hear you. That's loud. Y'all didn't hear, but I had this in my this is a video that was sent to me referencing some of the images and it has music to it, and it's freaking loud.
See, like you saw that, right? Like the bones don't even match up. Like, they don't know. It's cool though. I'll buy it. If it was for sale, I'll buy it, and I'll put it in my room. That'd be pretty cool.
I can't imagine it would be comfortable sleeping at night. You get look at this, the back of his head, and they have it laying down, and his head or her head, I don't know what this is
That's
so
a side
big.
sleeper.
Yeah, it has to be a side sleeper. There's no way that this would be comfortable to lay down and sleep.
Yeah.
No way. Those kind of look like fingerprints, which is weird.
Why do you assume they sleep?
That's true. They might. They might not.
I don't know, man. I think this created more doubt than anything. honestly.
I do. I do too.
I wish
do
it was
too.
something more confirming, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like actual, like it's not the fact is, it's just like the bones for me at least. I'm not an expert. I don't know a lot of, but like they just don't sit right. You know?
Yeah, they really don't. And like, you have one bone that's longer than the other in the arm. You have these bones that are floating around in the wrist. And these are all different animals or creatures. These aren't the same ones because you can tell because some of them have eggs, some of them don't. All right, hold on. This says the size of these things.
Well, did you see them take him out of there?
I didn't. I want to rewind this just a little bit more. All right, let's see.
The way they took him out, like it was kind of weird. Like if it's 1,000 years old, bro, like take your time. They didn't look like they did.
You grabbed it like it's a freaking Woody doll from Toy Story.
And he grabbed. I mean, he grabbed it and put it, but he like I don't know. Just for me, it's like I thought he would two-hand that shit. You know what I mean? And he kind of just grabbed it from the middle, like from where the rib cage is at, or the ribs. Because there's a bunch of them.
Why am I a princess? I don't understand this. I don't understand the hatred there. Look at the that's a weird neck area. It looks kind of stiff.
That's how I feel right now, bro. I'm gonna lie.
It's because of the alien body, huh?
Yeah.
It
looks
does it every
cool.
time.
Looks cool. I ain't gonna lie. It looks cool.
I just don't see the formality though, like the function. How does having a head? So it's only 7.5 inches wide, apparently. That's not big at all. Do you think it's possible that it can be this could be real and it's just some kind of like ancient species, not from an outerly world?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like now, like seeing it like this, like it looks cool. Like it looks legit. You know what I'm saying? But like once you see the X-ray of it, and then you see all those little bones, and it kind of for me it doesn't make sense. I don't know how even the bones are held together.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But like right here, that looks pretty legit. I don't know. But like even that breastplate thing that looks like a breastplate, it's like kind of weird.
Yeah, it's protruding out. I don't understand the reason behind it, unless it's like a natural bib to catch all the food. But
he's buff. He's buff like Arnold.
It could be, or it could be like no neck Ed, and those that know, they know.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see. And like I said, I don't know if Jaime Maussan and all the researchers that got this out there in front of like national television, you know what I mean? Like if they think this is real, I mean, it's like I want more. Like I want more confirmation. Just what I'm saying, like it just doesn't make sense to the bones, but like it literally looks like it's just put together.
It does.
And
look at that.
This is the best they can do. I mean, maybe we'll never find out if they are real or not.
Yeah. Look at that neck. Have you seen that TikTok where there's this guy on like a jumping trampoline and he throws his kid up and then does like a backflip and catches his kid, but he catches him only by the head. And then there's this and then it says 15 years later and there's this dude with like a long ass neck that's talking.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That looks like that could have been that could have happened to this person or this creature. That's a long neck.
I don't know. I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen on the 23rd, man. See what he comes out with. Maybe it's more legit. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine if something popped out real that looked like this?
Well, you know what? Like, I was watching I can't remember what it was, man, but I was watching like a TikTok or a video. I was just saying video because I can't remember if it was YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. But like I was watching one and they were saying like, you know how like we said that movies are like what's it called?
Soft disclosure.
Soft disclosure. Well, they were saying
Mhm.
like a lot of movies tend to use September 23rd as like when the meteor or the asteroid hits. Like, you know, different movies use it for September 23rd for their plot, and that's pretty crazy because like now they're saying that September 23rd we're going to see something that's going to prove that we're not alone on this planet.
Project Bloombeam, man. I think that's what we're gonna see.
I don't know if I want to see it.
I don't want to see it either because there's going to be like some mass hysteria. And for those that don't know what that is basically some advanced technology that the government supposedly has, that there has been like released documents that support that what they were going to do was project a religious figure in the sky of the enemies of the United States. So, and the image was going to speak and basically tell the people of that country to turn against their, their leader, right? And that was what basically the rumor was. And it's kind of morphed into that it's going to be like a fake alien invasion, that they're going to use that same technology that they were going to use for that religious, speaker, that they were going to use it to create a fake alien invasion so that they can get rid of borders, make a world without borders, the new world order. I think that's more possible and likely than an actual alien invasion. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure, man. Because the government,
those bastards,
those son of a bitches.
And here's the thing: like, this is that collarbone that protrudes oddly. It just looks weird, man. It looks almost like it was supposed to be connected here, like it was supposed to be folded flat, but folded over.
It could be, right?
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like it folded over, so maybe it's not supposed to be protruding that way.
Who knows?
Quién
sabe? See, like that looked like it was cut off, man.
That did look like it was cut off.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with the thumbs down on this one, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's fake. I think that the Mexican government got stooped again.
He got
do you think that other countries look at us like that, like this, when they see like some of our recent Congress UFO disclosure stuff that's been happening recently?
Well, I think so. With that, I mean, we haven't had any pictures, right?
Right.
It's all been hearsay, right?
Yeah, everybody's just telling us that.
So far.
Yeah, man, because that's true. Because we haven't really seen much. We've seen balloons that are in the air. We've seen silver orbs, right? We saw a picture of silver orbs. And look, you can see it on here that it's perfectly cut flat. And let me rewind it a little bit. If Blue was still here, he would be able to tell us. But watch. He's gonna right there. You can see where the cut is on the X-ray. On the hip bone. Right here at the bottom. And so yeah, that definitely looks like it was cut off, which is weird. Maybe it had a third leg sticking out. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's fake, man. There's no way that this is, in my opinion, I don't think it's real at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just makes you wonder, right? Like, what about all the other stuff that's coming out? Is it also fake? I mean, this has nothing to do with our government and the disclosure that we have, but I don't know. Like you said, we haven't seen anything concrete. I haven't seen a spacecraft on camera do something that defines the law of gravity.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been one out, right? There hasn't been an image of an actual alien.
Not yet. Well, maybe.
I mean, I don't think this is one of them.
Yeah, I don't think not this one at least.
Well, Jaime, do you have any final words for everybody before we let everyone go?
I just want to say thanks for hanging in there with us without Blue, because I know most of the people are here for Blue.
That's true.
It's a sexy one, man. I'll tell you that.
He's got a
We're gonna-
following, man.
We're gonna hang out tomorrow. Me, Danny, maybe Blue, right? Maybe Blue's gonna hang out.
Yeah. That's gonna be in person, out and about in the crazy streets of San Antonio.
Yeah,
So
we'll be out there.
Yeah. If you follow us on Twitter, we might put out our location if you guys are in the area. And more than welcome to stop on by.
You get kidnapped.
Big Blue said that if he was coming out, he was going to wear a fishnet shirt. I'm holding him to that.
Ask the chaps.
You know it, man. He's got to be stylish.
Mhm.
But until next time, I want to thank everybody that joined us, all of our mods, our members, our subscribers, the whole 9 yards. We couldn't do this without you guys. We appreciate you guys being here all the time. And if you're still here and haven't been subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Just hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. That way you're notified of all of the content that we put out. Sometimes we put out multiple videos a day. We'll do lives. We'll do recorded videos, the whole 9 yards. We have some good stuff coming up here pretty soon, so you don't want to miss it. Without further ado, we'll see you next time.